Try to solve this problem of maximum gap, wherein we are given an array and we want to first of all sort this array and then return the maximum gap between any two elements within the array. For example, if the input array is given something like this, let me just open it. So the input array is given something like this, 3, 6, 9 and 1. If we sort this out, the array would be 1, 3, 6 and 9. Now what is the maximum gap which we can get here? The gap here is 2, the gap here is 3, the gap here is 3. So the maximum gap is either one of these three. Now let us take another example wherein let's suppose a number given at 10, 14, 21. So here if we sort this and let us add one more number, 19, 10, 14, 21. So if we sort this, it will be 10, 14, 19 and 21. So if we see the gap here is 4, the gap here is 5 and the gap here is 2. So 5 is going to be my answer. Now we want to find out this gap, okay, and in the question it is mentioned that it need to be run in the linear time. So whenever these statements, if you find these kind of statements, they are hinting towards one of the non-comparison based sorting algorithm. Okay, so since we have to do it in linear time, we should look at ways wherein we can make use of one of the non-comparison based sorting algorithms. So if we see this problem, which one do you feel like which we can implement here? So we have three different algorithms which we have studied in non-comparison based sorting algorithm: counting sort, radix sort and bucket sort. So if we do it, can we do it by counting sort? We can probably, but it does not have any application. Can we do it by radix sort? Yes, but again for radix sort also we will not get the answer within the process. But if we do it by a bucket sort, we bucketize the numbers, then what will happen is, since we bucketizing the numbers, we can get the minimum difference in every bucket. We can sort the numbers internally in bucket and find out the minimum difference. So for instance, this example, we will bucketize them into 10 to, let's suppose we had one more number, 27. So we bucketize them, we'll keep two different buckets. One is 10 to 20 and the other bucket would be 20 to 30. So for 10 to 20 bucket, we will get numbers as 10, 14 and 19. And for 20 to 30 bucket, I will get 21 and 27. So we can definitely find out the minimum difference within each of the bucket. But what else do we need? We need the maximum number of a bucket and the minimum number of next bucket. Because we also want a difference between these two. So this can be done simply. Once we sort the numbers within a bucket, we can keep track of the maximum of the bucket, and we can also find out the lowest number within the next bucket, and we can keep the differentiation. So let us try to implement this problem using bucket sort, and we will use linear time in order to implement it. Okay, so the first thing which we need to do in order to define a bucket sort is to define how many buckets do we need. So for defining how many buckets do we need to find out the minimum and maximum number within the nums array. So for this, I will define two different variables: min_val, which is equal to minimum value. So how do we find the minimum value? So let us define, this is basically minimum of nums array, and the other one which I am using is maximum of nums array. So for minimum, I can use a function which is defined in vector. So I can use min element, and it will take up two different parameters: the begin attribute point, like iterator, and the end iterator. So we can define it something like this, and this will return me, this generally returns the iterator, so that's why I'm using star in order to dereference the iterator and get the value. Similarly, we can define the max value just like this, which is star of max underscore element nums dot begin and nums dot end. So this will give me the largest value. So once I get the minimum and the maximum value within the array, I need to define the number of buckets. Okay, so how do we define the number of buckets? We can simply, like, first of all, let us define the number of the size of the numbers which are present inside the array. So n is equal to nums dot size, and then I will define the 2D vector which will keep the number of buckets. So for this, I will define a 2D vector here, and let's name it bucket only, and this will be of size n plus 1. So once I have this, I will this will actually to store or keep values within bucket. So once I have the values within the bucket, now I can start assigning the values in the corresponding bucket. So for this I have to define the range. So what is the range? Range is basically the bucket size, whatever I am keeping here. So the bucket size would be max val minus min val by the size of the entire array. What is the size of the entire array? I will keep n plus 1. So this will give me the bucket size, the size of one particular bucket, of how many elements we are keeping in one bucket. Now it is simple, we can just traverse through the entire string and assign the value. So for assigning the value, first of all find out the index of the bucket. I'll just mention here, and this is actually the size of bucket. So once we have, to find the index of bucket, what I can do is I can simply do nums of I minus minimum of I, nums of I minus min value by the range. This will give me the index of the corresponding bucket. Okay, once I have the index of the bucket, I can just push this number within the corresponding bucket. So I will do bucket of index dot push underscore back, and this will be pushed back as nums of I. So I'll push this value within the index bucket. So this will, index is basically helping me identify which bucket I want to push this number into. Okay, so suppose if 9 is coming, let's suppose we have 3 buckets and 10 to 20, like 20 to 30, 30 to 40. If a number comes in 29, then I have to push it into second bucket. Okay, so this will help me identify the bucket. And once we have the bucket, now what I will do, I will basically traverse through all the buckets. So before this, I also want to keep one variable which will help me identify the previous value of, like, the largest number in the previous bucket. So for this, I'll just keep one value here, previous value, and initialize it with min value. So this will help me identify the previous value which has assigned, like which has encountered. It could be within the bucket as well, or it could be from the previous bucket. So for previous bucket, it will become the largest value. So this is the last value encountered. And we also need something to store the answer. So this will, let us suppose this is maxsum, and we will initialize it to, we can initialize it to int min. Okay, now we will go through each and every bucket. So for buckets, I will just do auto b and traverse through all the buckets. Within the bucket, first I need to sort the bucket. So I will just do sort b dot begin and b dot end. There is a typo here, I'll just fix it. Now you might be thinking, why are we using sort algorithm? We can use counting sort here if you want. I don't want to just implement counting sort, but definitely it's not going to be a very huge time complexity, because when we define a bucket, let's say 10 to 20, there could be maximum of 10 numbers only. So this will run more or less in linear time. So once I have the bucket here, I will go through each and every bucket values. So I will do int of I of b, which will go through each and every bucket. So this will be traverse through each bucket. When I traverse through each and every bucket, what I do, I will just do max underscore sum. Maxsum is equal to max of maxsum comma I minus previous underscore value. So this will give me the maximum difference. I think we should name it max diff and not maxsum. This will be more clear. So I will do max of diff here, and this will give me the basically the difference between this value and the previous value. So I will maximize the difference between current and last value. So this will maximize, and what else needs to be done? I just need to update the previous value. So previous value will now become I. In the next iteration, we will take previous value as this I, and then it will keep on running. What is the use case of this previous value? Previous value, first of all, within the bucket, I am using it to find out the last value. Plus, once we exhaust a particular bucket, okay, then we will be at the largest value of this bucket. So previous value will consist the largest value within the previous bucket, and then we move on to the next bucket. It will definitely read from there only. So 1 minus previous value will give me the first element of the current bucket and the largest value of the previous bucket, the difference between these two numbers. And now I will just return the maxsum maxdiff. Let's try to run this now. Okay, there's a typo here. Okay, there's a typo here as well. This should be previous underscore value. Okay, this is giving us some error. Let us try to debug this now. So the error we are getting is somewhere around heap overflow. So we will let's just try, it's going to be a good practice. Let's just try to go through the code again and see where we are doing the error. So first we will find out the minimum element. This looks good to me. Then we'll find out the maximum element. This is also looking good. Then we find out the size of the vector. Then we create a bucket of n+1 size. This is also fine. Then we move on to check the range. Okay, so we have to also check one thing here. We also need to check if the bucket, if the largest and minimum value are equal, if min value is equal to max value, then we need to return what? We will just return this bucket. We will just return 0. Since all the values, this basically means that all the values are equal, then we will return 0. Okay, once I have this check, I will have the range here. So this will be max value minus min value by n+1. After which we will go through each and every integer in the nums array, and index will be nums of I minus min value by range. This will give me the index of the current bucket, and I will push the corresponding bucket, which is this dot push back nums of I. Then I have min maxdiff here. So this will be the maximum difference. Previous value is here, min value. Then I will go through each and every bucket, auto b bucket. I will sort internally the bucket. So b dot begin, b dot end will help me sort the bucket in ascending order. Then I will traverse the bucket I colon b, which will help me. This I is basically the integer which is present inside the bucket. At every instance, I will basically maximize this maxdiff. So this will equal to max of maxdiff comma I minus previous value, and then I will also update previous value is equal to I, and in the end I am returning maxdiff. So this looks good to me. Let's try to run this again. Okay, we are having some other error. Let us see what error we are getting here. So I think it is somewhere around memory overflow. So this should be within one of the loops. I'm getting a hunch it is somewhere here. So once we have the index nums of I minus min value by range, this will give me the index. Once I have the index, I will push corresponding index bucket, and bucket is what? Bucket is n+1. So that's also correct, I think. I think it should be by n+1. Yes. Yeah. So that was the error. The error was mainly around because we have to calculate the range. Range was maxval minus minval by n+1, right? So this is what we were doing. We were dividing by n+1 as our altogether entity, but we have to do by n+1 because the range would be one more than the like whatever we are getting out of this maxval minus minval. For instance, if the largest number is 37 and minimum is 12, 37 minus 12 is 25. 25 by 3, let's suppose there are 6 elements, so by 6 would not give me the range. So we have to add this one in order to like typecast the value in like for the like exact number of ranges. So let's try to submit this code now. Great, it is running fine now. So this way we can do this, although this technique is not very optimal, mainly because this question can also be done by different other ways. But we have forcefully done it using bucket sort because like we want to see like how we can use non-comparison based sorting algorithm and how do we identify. So whenever you encounter these kind of problem statements wherein they are asking us to sort in linear time, right? None of the algorithm sorts in linear time if it is not a non-comparison based sorting algorithm. So if the question is asking us to sort in linear time, then we always look for ways wherein we can implement one of the non-comparison based sorting algorithms. Okay, and this is how we can implement bucket sort.